Hi, everybody. Music Man of Steel here, Chris Edwards. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Teacher Feature, where I get to feature a teacher that I work with. If this is your first time joining me, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, comment down below, and maybe if you want to be featured on Teacher Feature, you just raise your hand, and we can do something that way too. I'm excited about today because we have such a large school, as you all know, and we get new teachers all the time because we always need new teachers. And I'm here with one of our new teachers. She's not brand new to teaching. She's done it for a while, but she's new to the school. This is Kelsie Rateni.
Hello.
And she's been so gracious enough to kind of put herself out there and let me do this teacher feature interview. So thanks so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
It's really cool. This is good for the staff. We're kind of out of breath if you saw the
that
dancing
little
montage.
Dance, hearts are racing.
Yeah.
Catching our breath.
Yeah, I'm pathetic. So, all right, very cool. I'm so glad you're here. Simple questions. First one is how long have you taught and where have you taught in the past? Stuff like that.
Well, this is my first year at Mills, and actually my first year teaching 4th grade. I'm loving it so far. I love this age group. But before this, I taught at Freedom. That's kind of what started my career. It is what started my career. I started out in 5th grade for 2 years, and then I taught 4th grade for 4 years. So this is, my 7th now?
7th year?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun?
It is fun. It goes by fast.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm on year 8. It's weird to think that that way, yeah. What I would like to know, and I think everyone here would like to know, is, what is it that got you into teaching? For me, I had teachers that influenced me throughout my life. I have a lot of teachers in the family. So what were some of the reasons why you decided to become a teacher?
Ever since I was in elementary school, I always had my mindset on being a teacher. I would go home after school in my pretend little classroom and play school. And then from there, I remember in high school, they had this introduction to teaching program. My senior year is the first year that they did it. So we actually got to go out in the field, and I went into college then wanting to major in elementary education, stuck with it, and here I am.
So your certification is it K through 6 elementary education?
Yes.
All right, very cool. Because I'm certified K through 12, so.
Yes, it's K through 6.
Very cool.
It's something that I never strayed away from wanting to be a teacher.
That's cool. I think that, I don't think very many people understand that people who get into this profession, it's something they really do have a passion for. It's not a fallback position for us. It's something that we really want to do. And so that's why we take it, and that's why our feelings kind of get hurt when teachers are kind of blamed for stuff, because we do pour so much of ourselves into them, especially you classroom teachers.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. The next one, and since you've been teaching for 7 years, you may have a few of these. This may be a tough one. But what has been the most memorable moment that you've experienced teaching so far?
Most memorable moment. I will never forget. This is kind of an emotional one, but not last school year, but the year before. I unexpectedly had to take the remainder of the week off, 1 week, with my 3rd graders. And at the time, they knew why. And when I came back, the whole hallway was filled just with letters from them. I walk in my classroom, and there's streamers in the classroom, and they decorated it and left just the sweetest posters and letters. And it's those special but rare moments where you step back and you realize, this is why I'm in this profession.
Right.
And it put things into perspective, and it was, your kids love you. Yeah. And I think sometimes we get caught up in everything and we forget that. So it was just one of those moments that I'll never forget. Right.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because new teachers are on this channel all the time. And I've always told the new teachers, have a box or something that you keep all those trinkets and stuff kids get, because there are days where you feel really beaten down, not just by what goes on around you, but your students in general.
Yes.
And to have that little encouragement box is what I call it. It does go a long way. It does remind you why we do what we do.
Yeah.
We get to impact these kids for a long time, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it's nice to kind of step aside and to remember that.
Yeah.
To remind ourselves.
Because I think too many times, maybe you can agree with this, especially with all the data tracking that you all have to do, sometimes kids are looked on just as a number and not as a name and an actual person.
And it's easy to do that. I don't like to do it, but it's one of those things where it's very easy to deal with all that data and put a number, attach it to the kid.
Yeah, I understand that. I know throughout my career there's been a few people that have impacted me, mentors and everything like that. There's a guy that I worked with my first year teaching who impacted me greatly. I just saw how he lived his life as a man and as a teacher. Any mentor pop in your mind that
I don't think there's one person in particular
Mm-hmm.
that has kind of mentored me, but I have been super fortunate to work on really strong teams.
Yeah.
So all the teachers that I have worked with have kind of molded me into the teacher that I am
Right.
today. And I've really taken advantage of that
Right.
and, picked at their brain
Yeah.
and, it formed my own teaching style.
Right.
So I would say, really, my coworkers
Right.
in general.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, they do. I mean, I get to work with David Hahn, who was our last guest, and there are things that he does. I'm like, oh man, that's incredible. So without him even knowing, he provides a mentorship for me.
Yes.
So that is really cool. Yeah, I mean, there are so many that we encounter, which is good. If there was any other subject or grade, well, you teach fourth grade, so you kind of do all the subjects. But if there was something else that you could teach, what would it be besides or a specific subject you could focus in on? What would that?
Well, this year is my first year of platooning, so I'm actually only doing reading and writing,
Oh.
which I do enjoy a lot. But I miss teaching science.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very cool.
I don't miss all the prep work for that, a lot of materials and experiments to prep for, but I miss science.
So, you're not afraid of, little frogs and amphibians and touching them and picking them up?
I don't know about that.
Okay,
That's
well-
more like middle school stuff.
Okay,
maybe.
well, just because there was a first grade class last week that needed a frog from their classroom,
Oh.
and I was the only person available. And I'm not a person who likes that stuff,
Yeah.
so I had to put on a brave face and pretend oh, it's fine. But I was really freaking out.
No, frogs aren't my thing.
No, I'm kind of a wuss, so
Yeah.
all right.
No, you don't. You're a wuss, you think?
Look, I don't like touching frogs or snakes. I'll look at them, they look cool and everything, but no, it took a lot just to
Yeah.
grab that thing. I don't know how I did it. Well, of course, and then I vlogged about it. Day in the life of an elementary music teacher, vlog number 7. Go check that out. Okay, very cool. Now, outside the world of education, if there was another career that you could choose, it could be anything, what would that be?
I am super into interior design.
Oh, well, and I will say your room
Yes.
looks amazing. You can't
Thank
see it,
you.
but the room is beautiful. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love decorating. It's kind of just a different outlet for me. My poor husband, I give him so many house projects, but he enjoys doing it. We
Yeah.
make a pretty good team. But I would love to just, if I had a whole bunch of money, I'd purchase old decrepit houses and make them beauties. That would be a fun process.
You'd have
to
your
go
own
through.
TV show.
Yeah, I would Chip and Joanna.
I watch them all the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause-
Confession.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are my favorites.
They're awesome people.
And, yeah, we went to Waco, Texas last October
Oh.
and visited the Magnolia Silos. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was
It is
really
fun
fun.
watching that show.
Yes.
What are they on? TLC? What are they on? Or is it
HGTV.
HGTV?
Come on.
I don't know. I don't look. I just see, the show and I click to it. I love watching it. Because I wish I could do it. I'm not a very handy person. My wife thinks I'm handy, but that's just because she doesn't know any different. But I'm if I can stop a sink from leaking, she's like, "Oh, you're so good." I'm like, "I'm not. I had to YouTube that." So YouTube videos, thank you. All right. Funniest moment that you've experienced in your career, something that just kind of made
Funniest
you.
Maybe the time when my old teammates and I stole the keys to our principal, Mr. Menace, and AP's cars and drove them onto the soccer field and saran wrapped them. That made for a pretty funny day.
You saran wrap their car door shut.
Yeah.
And if you don't, our principal, Mr. Menace, is incredible. He has a really great sense of humor, so I could totally see how he would enjoy something like that.
Yeah, I was on a team full of pranksters. It was all in good fun, but it was hilarious.
There's some teachers here you could probably prank.
Ooh.
We'll have to fill you more on that later. All right. Those are the questions that she was given ahead of time. These other questions, she has no idea what I'm going to ask. So this is like our lightning round. So this is going to be fun. All right? I made some of these up this morning. So, first question.
Uh-oh.
All right. Your celebrity crush.
It is and will always be Justin Timberlake.
He's pretty hot.
Is he?
Yeah. And mine is Britney Spears. So,
Oh,
were you
They have
crushed
a
when they broke
history.
up?
I was, because
Yeah.
at the time, I was a young girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, man, if they can't make it, who can?
No.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
dropped the ball on that. Yeah. All right. Very good. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
See how quick this is a lightning round.
Or cake batter. I like cake batter too. Cake batter. The chocolate chip cookie dough.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite book?
Oh, Stone Fox is my favorite children's book.
All right.
Yeah.
Favorite book that you would read if you're laying in bed at night trying to relax?
I don't know. I feel like all I read now is teacher stuff. I haven't read, honestly, and this is bad, I haven't really picked out a book just to read for myself in a while.
Well, it's hard to when you're in the school year anyway.
Yeah.
And then you have a child, right?
I do.
So, like, there goes any
do.
extra time you
I
have.
know. So, like, magazines are my go-to
There you
right
go.
now.
All right. You may have to think about this one.
Uh-oh.
Favorite guilty pleasure movie?
Guilty pleasure movie?
Yeah.
Can it be, like, TV?
Sure.
Because reality TV, I mean, anything
boy.
reality TV, Big Brother, Teen Mom, all of it.
Teen Mom,
I
yeah.
eat that stuff up.
My wife does that too. I'll come home and she's watching it and she goes, "Don't judge me."
Yeah.
And then she's watching
The
this.
Housewives.
Oh boy, her thing's the Kardashians.
I stopped watching that one.
They get on my nerves.
But
Yeah.
But I did. That's totally my guilty pleasure.
There you go. What can you do? Where in the world, if you could pick one place to visit, what would it be?
Maybe Bora Bora.
Really?
I feel like it's very exotic and
And it has two names.
yeah. Who wouldn't want to go to Bora
Bora
Bora?
Bora. There you go. That's a good one. And all right, this may be a hard one for you. Your favorite child.
My one and only.
There you go. I know too. I only have
Like,
one too.
what?
So like, but I always tease my wife, like, my daughter Ava will always be my favorite. So we could have like 6 kids, but Ava's gonna be my favorite.
Yeah, well, it's the first.
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like you have such an attachment
Yeah.
to the first.
There is
It's
something
gonna
sweet
be
about
hard.
that.
Yes.
I asked another teacher this, and she told me that her favorite child, it changes from week to week.
That's a good answer, and I can see that.
Yeah,
Like once you have.
Because she has teenage kids, like a girl and a boy, and she said it just kind of depends on who's listening to me better that week.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good
yeah.
answer.
Well, thank you so much, Kelsie, for being a part of
you.
Teacher Feature. When I asked her about this, she was kind of reluctant because she didn't quite know what to expect. But I'm so glad you did this because this allows me to get to know you, and I get to see your kids because I'm your music teacher, so I see your
Yes.
kids every week,
Yes.
which is great. And and of course our staff can get to know you more, which is awesome. So that's it for this episode of Teacher Feature, where I get to feature a teacher that I work with. That's again, if this is your first time joining me, click that subscribe button down below. If you like what you saw, give me that thumbs up and comment down below. If you have another question for Mrs. Rateni here, drop it down in the comment section and perhaps I can shoot that her way. Just so you know, we do have students who subscribe to my channel. So some of your kids may actually be watching this, which would be a cool thing.
All right.
So they may have some extra ones for you.
Exciting.
Well,
Hello.
that's all we have for you today. Again, Mrs. Rateni, thank you so much for being a part of this. Stay tuned for more Teacher Feature episodes coming out soon. That's all for me. Music Made of Steel signing out. Stay musical, everybody.